I'm going to show you how to make a drink that I drink all the time because it's preferable to me than just plain old water. It's artichoke pandan water, and for those of you who are familiar with artichoke, you know that has a lot of cooling properties and is pretty healthy for you. But some of you may not know what pandan is, and pandan is a Southeast Asian kind of like herb, I guess. It's like a sawgrass almost, and this is cut in half. But it is super fragrant. A lot of people use it in cooking or baking because the extract is a green color, so it adds an extra flavor to it. And when you're cooking this drink, the whole house smells amazing. So I actually have this from Florida. My parents grow it in their backyard, and every time I go and visit, I bring back a ton of it and I freeze it. And it freezes really well. This was in the freezer and I took it out and it's almost just like new. This is something that you can find at most Asian supermarkets, frozen and fresh. It costs about $2 or $3 for a couple of these leaves, but it makes a really fragrant drink that I really appreciate because whenever you take a sip and you smell it, it's a nice light flavor that you can smell, and it feels healthy, and it is healthy. So I'll show you how to do it. It's super simple. So you just need 1 artichoke and probably about 4 leaves of the pandan, but this is cut in half so it looks like more. So what I'll do now is I'll put the pot of water to boil, and while we're waiting for it to boil, we'll wash these pandan leaves and also the artichoke. It's 5 quarts of water. We'll make about a pitcher and a couple of mason jars full of this water. And the cool thing is it turns green after you let it cool down. There's some property in the artichoke and the pandan that once you let it cool down, it turns the water green and it looks really cool, and it looks almost like a neon green. So I really like it because it's cooler than just plain old clear water, but something I drink all the time, so I figure I'll show you how I live my life. And this artichoke pandan water is something I always have in the fridge. So it's also something you can drink hot. It's almost like a tea if you want to drink it hot right away, but if you want to cool it down, it becomes like an iced beverage. So let me put on the pot of boiling water, and while that's boiling, we'll get the artichoke going. So obviously this is not rocket science. It's artichoke and pandan water, exactly what it sounds like, but a lot of people don't know how to cut the artichoke, and I'll show you how to do it. It's really simple. I usually cut this off. Some people actually boil the artichoke whole, but the truth is I actually like to eat the artichoke, so then it becomes 2 dishes for me. It becomes pandan artichoke water, and also I get to eat the heart of the artichoke. So what you do is you just cut it in half like this. This right here, all this fibrous part, obviously you don't want to eat that. It is furry and it makes your drink really kind of not smooth. So I cut it out, and this is how I do it. You can kind of see the hairline of it where it begins. So what I like to do is I insert it like this. Got that. And then I pull it out. And actually when you boil the artichoke, this part right here is the heart of the artichoke that you can actually eat, that you can save as just like a little snack if you want to just eat boiled artichoke. Some people will cut off this area right here. You don't have to, but you can take a scissor and cut through these each individual leaf. But since we were boiling it for the water, I just leave it like this. It's nice and simple. You do that to one. You got to do it to the other. And then I actually like to run this through underneath the water for a little bit more just to get rid of the fibers. So let me just do that. That's all the preparation it takes to make this drink. Now that the water is boiling, we are ready to put in the artichoke and the pandan water. So, and then I put it face down. That's it. And I put the lid back on, but I don't put it all the way closed because then it'll pop over. This is a super easy drink to make, and it just cools your body down, and it's a great drink to have on a summer day. You just add some ice cubes and just drink it straight up. It tastes just like water, to be honest. So you don't really taste the artichoke or the pandan. I think maybe a little bit, but it's more the fragrance. Like every time you take a sip, the aroma of the pandan leaves just wafts through your nose and you're like, wow, that smells really good. Right now, just even with the pandan cooking, you can smell it throughout the house, and you walk through, it's like a natural air freshener. Actually, in Vietnam, when I was there, the taxi drivers, what they would do with the pandan leaves is they would leave a bunch in the back of their the car, so that when the sun heats up, that's their natural air freshener, because it smells so good. It's such a natural flavor, and it is a natural air freshener. I was like, oh, that's a great idea. But unfortunately, here in America, it isn't as widely available as it is in Vietnam, and especially on the West Coast or in really cold areas, it's really hard to grow pandan. I've tried. My parents grow it in the backyard, and it's like a jungle of pandan, but they use it all the time. They put it in their rice to cook, so every time we have rice, it smells like pandan rice. So that's what reminds me of home when I smell pandan rice. So there's a lot of uses for the pandan, but they have it in extract form that you can buy at the supermarket. They have it fresh or frozen, but for this use, I actually really like it for this drink because it's a nice alternative to just water. So after a little bit, it's boiling, and you can tell the water's starting to turn like a yellowy brown, and then I like to just lower the heat a little bit and just let it get happy for about 15-20 minutes. And then I scoop out the artichoke so it's not too soft and mushy, and I save that to eat straight up. And then after that, I just pour out the pandan water. I let it cool down on the counter for about half an hour, and then I put it in the fridge, and then like magic, it just turns from a soft yellow or like more like a darker yellow to like a vibrant green. And then it's a pretty cool drink to serve to your guests. And you know, it's completely all natural. So I like that about it. So now this has been cooking for about 20 minutes. And you can usually just tell by the color of the water. It's kind of like a yellow, and then you'll feel that it's been infused. You'll be able to tell. It looks kind of like an iced tea almost. I'll turn it off. And then I will pour it into either a pitcher or a mason jar. And then I'll let it sit on the counter for about half an hour, let it cool down, and then I'll put it in the fridge. And in the fridge is when the magic starts to happen, and the color will turn from that yellow color into a green color. So, and be very careful. Let's see. What I like to do is I like to put a leaf into each one just so it stays infused. And as it is, you can drink it as a tea, but obviously you don't want to drink it right now because it's super hot. But if you like it to drink it warm, you can, because this is something that's super fragrant, and it's like an artichoke pandan tea. But if you make it as a beverage water, you can ice it and put it with ice. So after about half an hour, I'll put it in the fridge, and then it's ready to go whenever you want to drink it. And I actually have it already iced, so you can see how the color changes, and it's pretty neat. And that's all there is to it. It just takes 2 ingredients, pandan and artichoke, plus the water, and you have yourself a really awesome drink that you can just keep in the fridge at all times for yourself to enjoy, or for when friends come over and they just stop by, and it's a great alternative to water. Artichoke obviously has some really good properties to it that's good for your skin, good for your health. So I think you should make a pot and just give it a try. Just seeing the water change color from a light yellow to kind of a neon green is pretty cool in itself. So you could make your kids pot and say it's like magic, and they'll think it's pretty cool. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, thanks for watching Fantastic Feast.